Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another video of Marvel Contest of Champions. Today is the last part on 7.4.3 Meltdown, Redlining Unblockable Specials along with Steady Perseverance. Now with Meltdown, at the start of the fight, the attacker will be inflicted with a Meltdown timer for 30 seconds, and whenever either of you use a special attack, it will be given to the other one something like a hot potato. So every time it is given to somebody else, it will be reduced by 5 seconds the timer, and whichever one it blows up on, they will take 200% damage of equal to their opponent's attack. The specials are going to be unblockable, and also after every special, the defender is going to get stun immunity for 4 seconds. And redlining is whenever you have 2 bars of power, you go slightly above that, you will be power drained. So the easiest way to do this path is to bring in champions that have immunity and power control. So visions will work great here. Nebula is a good option, so is your Doom. Also champions that can evade unblockable specials. So for example, your Spider-Gwen or your Miles Morales will be good options. Some of the options that can work here can be Quake, also your Hawkeye, and as well as a few more. If you have champions that can phase out damage, that can be your Kitty Pryde and also can be your Ghost with Hood synergy. They also work really well. You can just easily phase out the damage from Meltdown. The first fight is going to be against the Taskmaster. Now, if you notice on the top left of the health bar, there is going to be a red timer. When that timer expires and is still on me, I will get 200% damage of the modified attack from Taskmaster. If I use a special attack, that will be transferred to Taskmaster with a reduction of 5 seconds on that timer. Same way when he will use a special attack, so that will be transferred to me with another reduction of 5 seconds on it until it blows up in anyone's face. So to deal with that, the best way is to bring in champions that can do a lot of burst damage and kill off the opponents faster before the timer is reduced enough to damage you. Or you can bring in champions that have easy access to power control, so you never give Taskmaster or any of your defender enough power to throw a special, so the meltdown timer stays on them and then you can easily kill off the defender and the whole path. Also, you can use champions that have phase abilities. So for example, Kitty Pryde, she can phase out the damage. You can also use Ghost with Hood. They also work really well too. Next defender is going to be an Archangel. Now he's an annoying one if you don't push him to an SP2 because his specials are unblockable and they're very annoying to deal with. Now I am using a Black Widow Clairvoyant and I will try to switch back to bleed immunity as soon as possible, because as soon as I get to bleed immunity, I don't have to worry about his neurotoxins. So I would highly suggest you to use champions that have immunities. So for example, your Vision, your Nebula, your Gilly 2099, also Apocalypse will be some good options here. You can also use Ghost with Hood Synergy and convert all of those bleeds or poisons into your Fury, so that can also work here. Again, the concept is the same. Just keep throwing your specials while the meltdown timer is decreased and try to have that on the defender while it is about to expire. Now you are using Black Widow Clairvoyant and you will be on the bleed immunity, so she will give you some sustainability. So even if the meltdown timer is burst on you, you can just throw an SP2 and get your health back with those heals. So similar champions can also work. So you can think about Wolverine, you can think about X-23, even Deadpool can work. By the time you get the meltdown timer damage again, you should easily be able to heal up with champions that have sustain or some kind of heal, so you should be able to get through this fight easily and also the path with those kind of champions. But I would still prefer champions with power lock or power steal, and with immunities they work really well for this path. Next defender is going to be a Moleman, so there are a couple of things you need to worry about. Once, when he has monster mass, do not hit him in his block because he's going to retaliate and start hitting you, and he hits really hard with all of his criticals and bleeds. Second one is going to be, is going to shrug off non-damaging debuffs, that includes the parry stun, so you need to use a champion that stops him from doing so, or you need to bring in white max energy here that can help you. Or alternatively, you can just hold your block, let him throw a heavy, and then you can swipe back and go back in and retaliate for him. Again, you will need champions that have some kind of immunities. With power control, they will be the best for this part. So you can devoid him from any kind of power on him. You can keep him below 1 bar of power, and the meltdown tower will always be on him and will burst on him, giving him damage. So that is one way of getting through the defender. Otherwise, just building champions that can do a lot of burst damage. So for example, your Ghost, your Kitty Pride, your Corvuses all can work here, as if you can kill the defender fast enough. Next defender is going to be a Red Hulk, pretty straightforward, both specials are easily evadable. I would suggest you to keep him to an SP1 only and just slowly build up and you can kill him off. Any champion with a lot of damage like burst damage will work really well. In my case is going to be a Moleman that will do a lot of burst damage. I am just waiting for the cooldown timer to almost expire, and then I will throw my SP2 and I can do a lot of damage to him, and I can also convert that meltdown timer onto her, and the bleeds and the criticals will take over and kill him off. Now this fight is going to be very annoying with Kraven, because one thing you have to take care about the cooldown timer, second that every time you will stun him the next stun timer will be reduced, and the third one is going to be whenever he will use a special he will throw a trap, and the fourth one is there is redlining. If you go above 2 bars of power he will your power will be drained. So there's a lot of things to worry about. I would highly suggest you bring a champion that has easy access to power control. So like a vision should work here. You can also use a magic like I am using. Also champion like Hawkeye works really well. Dr. Voodoo, just keep him away from power, just take away the threat of him throwing a special and also that trap, and you should be able to finish this fight very easily. As you notice, I have already power locked him with 2 bars of power with an SP2, and I'm keeping up to that, and I should be able to finish this fight easily. But it is a difficult fight. I had to really work around this fight 2 or 3 times before I found the right counter to it. So anybody with power control or power lock, not let him throw specials and not let him put the trap, should be able to help you out and finish this fight. And the final defender before the boss is going to be an Ebony Maw. Now I hate fighting Ebony Maw because of all the reparries and everything, and you cannot parry him straight away with his basic attacks. So I lose a lot of champions here, but in the end I was able to take him down with parry and heavy with the cable with Apocalypse synergy. So again, make sure when you do run this path, bring a counter to Ebony Maw, and remember his specials are going to be unblockable as well. So only push him to an SP1 only, do not push him to an SP2 because that will damage you a lot unless you're running champions like Spider-Gwen or Miles Morales that can totally evade those unblockable specials, then they will be fine. So just keep that in mind. This fight might cost you a champion or two. If you have a better way to deal with that, let me know in the comment section down below. I would love to hear from you guys. This guy made me do this path at least 2 times more so I can get the fight down, but I really hated this Ebony Maw fight. And the boss is going to be Purgatory, very easy to deal with, probably one of the easiest boss of 7.4.3. Just bring in a size champion that has, or any champion that has easy access to power strings and apply those power strings. Unless Purgatory does not use a special attack, she will have protection of her, reducing all incoming damage by 90%. But as soon as she will throw a special, that protection will be removed until the end of the usage of the special, and the damage will be multiplied by 350 and be applied in Purgatory. So champions like Spider-Ham and also champions like Human Torch with pre-fight ability, even SP2 with Wasp, and also Yellow Jacket will work really well. SP2 from Emma Frost are also a good one. So there's a plenty of different champs you can take him down with, but you will have to play with the right champions, otherwise this fight can get really annoying. So easily put, use champions that have damage over time or power sting that can stun damage between the specials, and then it will be multiplied by 350 because of hubris. And it is also there's a shock immune node and also power to cover, so the more hits there are on your combo meter, the faster Purgatory will gain power and retain after a special attack, just like Power Reserve. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video and you found it helpful. We are done with 7.4.3, then there's only 7.4.2 next, so stay tuned to the channel guys, and apart from that I hope you all have an amazing day and I'll see you next time.